Yo, what's popping guys? Welcome back to another zombie game tutorial. Today we are going to continue where we left off, and today we are going to be creating your wall weapons. Well, I'm going to create one, and then you can use the template to create more. Very basic. So we're going to start by loading up a new sprite, and I am going to take the colors off of the wall. I'm going to ensure that oh, excuse me. Oh my goodness, wrong thing. Square, I'm going to ensure that the outline is the same color as the wall. Okay. And then, just for the sake of everything, I'm going to keep the fill also the same color as the inner wall. I come to our sprite, and we are going to paint the thing. So this is what I want my wall weapon to look like. Let's say I want it to look like this. Now, before we even do anything like code, we're going to decide where we want it on the map. As you can see here, we have it, and we can move it around. Let's say we want it right here, so I will place it there just for the time being. Just like that. That's where I'm going to want it. That's what I'm going to want it to look like. If you would want it on a horizontal wall, all you would need to do is take your select tool, grab it, hold down shift to lock, and then move it twice, and it'll be horizontal or vertical, but I want it horizontal because I'm having it on this wall. You're going to name this costume whatever the name of the gun will be. I'm going to call it Pistol. Okay, fantastic. So pistol would be like this. If you wanted another one, for example, like a pistol 2, that would be on a different wall. Maybe it'd be like this. Oh, I was holding control, not shift. Like that. And then it'd be put here. Okay, and it'd be pistol 2. Pistol 1 would be this way, pistol 2 would be this way. Just as your example. But here's my pistol 1, and I'm going to have it put right here. Perfect. Now, what we are going to do is we're going to, first of all, name it wall guns. Okay. And now here is what we are going to do. So, what we are going to do is we are going to start. Sorry, I was checking to see if I was actually recording. We are going to start by running the green flag. So when I receive, I'll zoom in a little bit so you can actually see it a little bit better. When I receive a green flag, we will hide. And when I receive start map 1, right? Well, I guess we can, yeah, that works. Start map 1, we will come to our, oh my goodness, where am I going? I'm having a seizure right now. We will come to control and grab a stop all and make it stop other scripts in the sprite, put it right underneath there. And we will come to looks and grab a hide and put it right underneath. There we go, perfect. Now we are going to come to control again and grab an if else and smack it right there. And now if you remember, if you come to our backdrops, we will see our stuff here is our in-game stuff, what we have set up here. Okay, so since we are basing it off of map 1, what we will do is, well, actually we don't even need that there because it doesn't matter. So what we'll do is we will make a variable and we will call it wall change, and we will click for this sprite only and then hit OK. We will set wall change to 0, and then that you're going to repeat the amount of wall weapons you have. I'm only going to do 1, but for an example, I will put three identical pistol ones. So 3. This number will be how many wall weapons you're going to have across your map. Okay. Then you are going to change wall change by 1. And you are going to create a clone of myself. There you go. There that is. Now you're going to grab when I start as a clone. What we are going to do is, yeah, set size to 100. Okay. What we are going to do now is come to control, grab an if else, and we will check if wall change. Wait, no. This just needs to be a normal if. Excuse me there. If wall change equals 1, so 1, and then wall change, because again, it changes every single time. What we are going to do is, so this is where we want our first one to be. So what we will do is we will go to here and show. Okay. Now we'll move it to another location we want it. Let's say I want it here. What we will do, well, I should probably also set the costume. Probably should finish up what we're actually doing here. We will, oh my goodness, point in direction 90. We already have it going to the location we want. We are going to set it to go to the back layer. Like that. And then we are going to have it show, which we already did. I'm just going to rearrange these in a way that I think looks better. There we go. I like that more. It all just the same, doesn't matter which direction, which order it's in. I just think that looks nicer going from largest to smallest. Anyways, now that we've done that, we are going to duplicate this and smack it under here. Set this number to 2. Same thing goes here. Only difference is now that we've moved it, we will plug in the numbers, and you can check the numbers right here, right underneath your canvas. You'll see X is 79, Y is 28, and that will be concurrent to wherever you move it. For example, if I move it here, the numbers change. Very basic. And then we'll select one more location we want it to be. Let's say I want it to be right there, right up there. And again, depending on what it is, you're going to want to change the costume as well. So if you wanted it on this wall to be vertical, you'd set it to the other costume. But since I'm doing all the same thing, I don't really need to change much. Then do 3, same pistol. Only thing changing is plugging in the new numbers. Obviously, again, you're most likely going to have different weapons, so you will have to do a little bit more. Now, we're not quite done yet. Now, that's just getting them to go to the locations we want. To check to ensure that this actually works, I'll save the project, we'll go full screen, and then I will hit go. We'll hit play, we'll go through this class crate, and look at that, all 3 of them showed up. And as you see, since they are the correct color of the wall, we cannot go through them. Perfect. Awesome. So, now we actually need to set up the buying of these weapons. So, what we can do is start something new. We will come to create a clone, or when I start as a clone, we're going to make another one I start as a clone, so it runs this and this. And this one we are going to run a forever loop, and inside of this forever loop we are going to, I'm not sure if I actually did this or not. I did not. So we are going to add a new setting of the in-game settings. We are going to call this what should I call this? Yeah, we'll call it weapon type. And what this is going to be, make sure you set this repeat to 8 too, by the way. What this is going to be is this will recognize whether or not it's a primary or a secondary weapon. Perfect, so we can hold 2 weapon stuff at the same time. So, then what we're also going to want to do is then, when the map is started, we're going to want to replace item 8 of in-game settings with primary to show that the weapon type is primary once the game starts out. So what we will do is we will come to operators, go equals, and again, you do not need to have this primary thing at all. If you don't want to, if you only want the person to have 1 weapon, you certainly can. If you want them to have more than 2 weapons, you definitely can. I'm just letting you know that the more weapon types you have, the bigger this code is going to get. Obviously. So we'll come down to our lists and grab item and put it in this first bubble. And we will do if item 8 of in-game settings is primary, just like that. We are going to check if, put an if else in there, touching, and this will be player hitbox, just like this. What we will do is we're going to need to check whether or not we already have the item, or if we already have the guns. For example, if we have a pistol and we go up to the pistol wall weapon and we already have a pistol, we don't want to buy a pistol, so we'll buy ammo for it instead. So the way we will set that up is, first of all, I'm going to make this touching player hitbox just a normal if statement. We are going to grab an if else and put it right in here. Then what we will do is we will grab an or. Okay. We will come equals on this side, come to our lists, do item. So we need to set up 2 more of these. 9 will be our primary weapon, and 10 will be our secondary. Secondary weapon. And make sure to set this repeat to your 10, and always save. Come to our wall guns. So if item 9, being our primary weapon, is, and we will set this to the costume name. The reason why we're setting it to the costume name is because our costume name is pistol. So if our weapon is pistol, you have to make sure that capsing is exactly the same. You cannot have anything capitalized if something else is capitalized. So let me give you the example. So this costume is called pistol, all lowercase. And if we come to our weapons, this weapon is also called pistol, all lowercase. And when we add it to one of our player setup, it will be pistol, all lowercase. Enemy type, what the? Why is it doing that? That's crazy. Hold up, wait a minute. Do I have this? Oh no, this isn't the player setup. Right, because player setup is its own list here. Makes sense. See how player 1 of player setup is normal pistol? Yes, fantastic. Also, what I'm going to do is, at the same time, might as well do this. Replace item 9 of in-game settings with pistol as well. That's very, very important. Because, you know. And then also set this one to in-game settings as well. And set that to 9, but now we need to set up something here quickly that will detect which thing we're on. So what we'll do is we'll grab an if. So put these things under here and smack that in there just like this. So what we will do is we will say equals, and we will grab if item 8 of in-game settings equals primary. We will switch costume to 9. If it's not primary, we will switch it to 10, which is our secondary. So if it is our primary weapon that we are on, we will always set the weapon's look to primary. If our weapon is always secondary, we'll set it to secondary. Anyways, back to our wall guns. So, item 9 of in-game settings, which again, if you check, is a primary weapon. If it equals the costume name, or we're going to duplicate this, put it here, come to operators, grab a join apple banana, put our costume name in this side, get rid of all of this, and do pack with a capital P. You don't need to have a capital, I'm just doing it for the sake of camel case. Just like this, because we are going to make pack-a-punch, so instead it'll be pistol pack, meaning the pistol is pack-a-punched. So whether or not you have a normal pistol, or you have a pack-a-punched pistol, it will buy us ammo. So we are going to come to looks, and say how much it wants to cost. Maybe the ammo for the pistol is 100. Then what we will do is grab an if, just like this. We will need to check our money. If you come to here, you will see our money is number 7 in our in-game settings. So what we will do is we will grab a greater than symbol, and we will have to do one less than 100 so you can buy it for 100. So the reason why you don't have it as 99 is because it has to be greater than 100, meaning you couldn't buy it if you had exactly 100. You'd have to have 101. So 99 is the one more than 99 is the minimum you need to buy it. So you need to make sure that this is one less than the cost. Then we are going to come, we can actually just duplicate this thing and put it in here, and then have this be 7 for our money, how much money we have. 99 if our money is greater than 99, so 100 or more. Then we will check if, and this is where we need to decide our interaction key. I will use 1 just as an example. So this is how we interact with things. We'll always use one to interact. Actually, you know what, let's just make it easier. No, I'm going to keep it 1. I'm keeping it 1. You can set your interact key to whatever you want. Then I'm going to come to lists, and I'm going to replace item 7 for our money, because we need to get rid of the money that we just spent now. Come to operators, grab a minus, put item 7 of in-game settings on the first side, and 100 or whatever the cost of this weapon is on the other side. So it'll take how much money you have and take away 100. Perfect. Now we will come back to lists and grab replace item. Well, before we even can decide what item what is, we will need to make 2 more things to add here. So 11 will be our primary ammo, and 12 will be our secondary ammo. How much ammo each can store. So make sure you set your repeat to 12 and save. Always save frequently. Come back to our wall guns. And now, since we are under our primary category, we will take this and we will say 11, because if you check again, our 11 is our primary ammo. So we don't want our ammo to go over as much as we want. If you are okay with your ammo going over the max, or you don't have a max ammo selected, you can get rid of this block entirely. I want max ammo, or maximum amount of ammo, so I'm going to do this. So it'll instantly restock your ammo entirely. So let's say I want the pistol's max ammo to be 50. So it will instantly set your ammo to 50 when you buy more ammo. If you would want to make it so that it just progressively goes up and you don't have a max, all you need to do is duplicate what you have here. Make sure you set this number to 11 in-game settings and set this to a plus, and then however much ammo you want to buy. However, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just do this because I like it more. So, now what we're going to do is set up what happens if you do not have the weapon yet. So this is all you need for buying ammo. Now we need to figure out what you do if you don't have ammo for it because you don't have the gun yet. All you want to do is simply take this say right here, put it in this else right there. And now what we're going to do is say the name of the weapon, being pistol, and then how much we want to buy the weapon for in general. Say $150 is the cost of the pistol if you do not already own it. Now what we're going to do is choose this. Since again the cost is $150, we'll have to do one less, so $149. Our interaction key stays the same. We change the money by, instead of 100, 150, because that's how much the pistol costs. This is taking away the money. 11 will be correct, since again we are still under our primary, and our 11 is our primary ammo, if you remember. So we will set it to 50 because that is the maximum ammo I want for the pistol. Again, that's completely customizable. You can do literally whatever you want. And that should be everything we need. No, I'm forgetting one crucial thing, and that's actually setting the weapon. So, primary weapon is our 9, and just to make sure that it does this, yes, okay, 9. So what we will do is we will replace item 9 of in-game settings with costume name, which again will be pistol. So costume name. Perfect. So, just as an example, we are going to set this to pistol 2, and just so you can see, I'm going to make the outline, I'm going to make the whole thing red. So pistol 2 will be red, and everything else will be whatever. So, off the bat, I'm going to set this to pistol 2. Okay, just like this. Just so that right off the bat, you will see that it starts as pistol 2. So let's check and make sure. Yep, it's pistol 2. You can tell because it is red. So if you come up to here, it'll say pistol because we do not own the pistol. We own pistol 2 right now. So now what we have to do is give ourselves some money. So to do that, I'm just going to come to list, and I'm going to replace item 7 of in-game settings with, let's say, 300. There we go. Now we have $300. You can't actually see it. If you'd like to see it, you can come down to your list, click in-game settings, scroll down to 7, and see that we have 300 there in 7. So now, as you're seeing, even though we're not touching it, the bubble is still there. An easy way to fix that is by simply coming, oh my goodness, I'm having a hard stutter right now, is by coming to the end of your, oh my goodness, what is this called? Of your code line, and saying nothing. Yeah, there we go. Oh my goodness, excuse me. Oh my goodness, guys, I'm actually stupid. Remember how we made this player hitbox not a normal if statement? Change that back to an if else. And I think this should be it. Yeah, it is. And put that say into that else. There we go. That should fix it. So we come up here, it says pistol, we go away. Okay, yeah, there we go. So we need to give ourselves our money back, because as you see, if we come up and hit the 1 key, nothing happens. So what does that mean we have to do? It means we just have to come to wherever we set that. There we go. Boom, now our money is 300. And if we come up here and press 1, you see our pistol has changed to pistol 1 and this skin. And now as you see, when we come here, it says 100 instead of the pistol that it said before, which is inclining that now we own the weapon and we can select ammo. Now what we are going to do is set a disarmed sprite. So all that is going to be is we will quickly take our player, put him into the weapons, make a new one, make sure our player is where our player normally is. Yes. And then I'm going to just duplicate him and make him smaller. We're going to make it act like it's a hand. And then we're going to delete the player so that we have a hand. And we'll call it just hand. So this is what happens to our secondary when we start off, because we don't start with a secondary. So it'll be hand if he ever doesn't have something. So we are going to replace item 10, because if you check, item 10 is our secondary weapon. So once the game starts, we will set our secondary weapon to hand to show that we don't have anything in our hand. And now what we are going to do is, this is our weapon basics. So we will always run a check to see if, oh my goodness, key, and this is where we'll select where our weapon like switching is. So I'm going to make 2, set our weapon type to primary, and I am going to make 3, set our weapon to secondary. So the way we set this up is by, oh wait, I forgot we even have to do that too. I'm just completely off track today. We replace item 8. I think we did this in another sprite, but just to make sure we can do it again. Make sure your 8 is primary. So what we will do, wait, 8, why our 8? What is our 8? Hold up. Yeah, weapon type. Okay, I'm having like a seizure right now. So when 2 press, replace item 8 with primary. When key 3 press, replace item 8 with secondary. And now to check to see if this works, we are going to save, run the game. As you see, we start with our pistol 2 just like we should. And then when I press 2, we stay here. When we press 3, our hand shows up, implying that we do not have a gun. But as you see, we can still shoot bullets even though it's our hand. And if we hold 2, we go back to our bullet and we can swap between our 2 things. But again, we don't want to be able to shoot when our hand is out and we don't have a weapon. So how we can fix that is by coming over to our bullets. And now what we need to check is, you see that technically the code is working, right? Right here. And it only checks one of player setup, which that's our problem, right? So immediately what I'm going to do is not have our player setup. I'm going to use my in-game settings to check. First of all, it'd be 9 for our primary weapon. So let's just set 9 of in-game settings. We're kind of going to ditch away from the player setup right now, but don't worry too much about that. It's not that big of a deal. Definitely keep the list for now, but for the time being, in the future, it may be gotten rid of. So we're going to disconnect this just for a moment, and we are going to come to controls, come to if else. We're going to grab this just for sake of convenience, and I'm going to set this to 8 for what type of weapon it is, and I'm going to set this to primary. We're going to pop this back into place, and if it's not primary, I'm going to duplicate this, and it's going to be secondary, and this would be if 10, because again, if you look at 10, 10 is our secondary weapon. Great. So yeah, that should be perfect. Now if we take a look, we hit play, our weapon is this. As you see, it will no longer shoot, and that reason being is because, remember, we have pistol 2 right now, and pistol 2 is never set to actually do anything. So we'll come to weapons, quickly set our money to 300 so we can buy a normal pistol. There we go, and now you can see we can shoot. And now when we press 3, our hand comes out. You will see on the first click we will shoot something, but then everything after that will no longer shoot. The reason why you will shoot something afterwards is because right now, if you see, our timer for shooting a bullet is up right now. Right now it is here, and it is waiting for us to push the mouse down or press the Z key. So we push the mouse down, it creates the clone of the bullet. It waits 0.2 seconds, waits 0.2 seconds, and now is waiting for us to do this. So even if we switch to our hand, it is still waiting for us to do this before being able to do anything else. So for the first push, it will be able to shoot, but then after that, it'll start running this section of code in secondary and realize we don't have anything, so it won't shoot. Do not freak out about that. It will just be the first bullet. So don't worry too much about that. Now, that is where I'm going to leave this episode. This was something very basic just to show you the rundown of how our wall weapons are going to be inherently working. Oh yeah, one more thing I actually want to show off. So actually, let's set this to 500 real quick. Not that really matters, but you'll see we come here, and our primary is now this, and I'm gonna go to 3 to have our secondary, and press 1 here. Ooh, you see this? Okay, do you realize this? When we're on our secondary, nothing comes up for this wall weapon. Let's quickly figure out why. When we come to our wall gun, yes, because this is primary. All we need to do is duplicate this primary section, come down, put it in this else statement, and set this to secondary. Very, very nice. That should be all we need. Right? Yeah. Wait, no. Yeah, no, that's right. That's right. And then secondary, it'll run all the same things. The only thing we have to change up is these little numbers. So obviously money stays the same, but what is our 9? Our 9 is primary weapon, so all of our 9s have to be switched to 10s. So we'll do 10 here, 10 here, 10 here, and that is all of our 10s. Now let's check what our 11s are. 11 is primary, so switch all of our 11s to 12s. 12, 12. Not much to do, not much there. 7 is our money, so we're good on that front. And there we go. That should be everything. So now if we come up again, just to quickly check this, we'll run through this. Come to weapons, set our money. Go away. Tap 3 to go to armed. It shows up. We can buy it. See, now our primary is pistol, and I'm going to click 2. Our secondary is also pistol. I'm switching between. So right now I'm on 2 for our primary. I switched to 2 for our secondary. It is still the same. Okay, that was pretty simple. So that is where I'm going to leave the episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, then like it. If you didn't like it anyways, because it's been way too long since I've made this video, or made the video explaining how to do this. This series has been gone for way too long, and I'm sorry for that. It's going to continue, obviously. I'm not just going to quit making it. I'm going to see it through and finish it. So if you're excited for that, definitely leave a like and comment down below. I'd love to see what you have to say. While you're at it, I want to subscribe to the channel. If you enjoy my content, that would help me out a lot. Go subscribe to DkGalaxy, my gaming channel. A new video went out a few days ago, which was pretty cool. And go subscribe to Spellbound TCG, my card game channel. I released a few videos on there recently, talking about my base deck openings. And go subscribe to Deku's Dubs, which is my dubbing channel, where I dub comics and webtoons. Right now we are currently in the middle of dubbing Unordinary and I'm the Grim Reaper. New I'm the Grim Reaper episode should be coming soon. We lost our John voice actor for Unordinary, so I'm currently searching for a new one with around the same voice. So that's going to be a bit weird to get used to. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.